Today we're going to show you an easy way to make no-knead sesame bread. This bread doesn't require any kneading or any complicated skills. Mix all the ingredients together and wait for the dough to rise. That's it. You can easily make this beautiful artisan bread at home. Bear cuisine. In a large bowl, add 3 cups of bread flour. You can also use all-purpose flour here, but the bread flour turns out better. Bread flour has more protein content than all-purpose flour. It helps with the gluten development, so use bread flour if you can, but all-purpose flour also works. Add a 1/4 teaspoon of yeast. Add 1 teaspoon of salt. Adding salt does 2 things to your bread. It makes it taste better and also strengthens the dough. Add 1 cup of lukewarm water. We use a wooden spoon to mix the flour with the water first. You can adjust the recipe based on how you want the bread to turn out. So if you want it more savory, you can add more salt. It doesn't require much kneading, just mix everything together. Just make sure there's no dry flour on the bottom. At the end you'll have a lumpy dough, as you can see, but it's okay. It's gonna turn out great. Let it rest for at least 8 hours. I usually put it in at night and get it back in the morning. This way we have the fresh bread all day. Eight hours later, we're going to degas the bread. So in this video, we're making sesame bread. So add 1 tablespoon of sesame seeds into the dough and mix it well. You can also do different flavors such as garlic parmesan, rosemary, cheddar cheese, jalapeno cheddar, almond, sunflower seeds, etc. Pretty much anything you want, you can make this bread out of. So add parchment paper to a new container. And transfer the dough from the original container to this new container. Sprinkle the sesame seeds on top. And let it rest for an hour. Preheat the oven to 400 degrees and leave the Dutch oven in there for 30 minutes. 30 minutes later, you can see the Dutch oven is very hot. We're going to transfer the dough with the parchment paper to the Dutch oven. So the parchment paper makes it easier to get the loaf in and out of the pot. Score the dough with a knife. You can make any pattern you want. It's kind of interesting to see how it turns into the loaf after. It'll follow the shape. So we make a very simple cross in this video, but it makes the bread at the end very pretty. Cover the pot and place it in the oven. We're going to bake it for 30 minutes at 400 degrees. After the 30 minutes, let's take a look. Wow, look at the pattern. It's so beautiful. The bread and the sesame together smell so wonderful. We want the bread to be a little crispy on top, so we put it back in the oven, uncovered, for 5 minutes. You can do this process for 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how crispy you want the bread. Voila, that's our kneadless bread. With this recipe, there's no need to go to the bakery shop. You just make it at home. You have your own personal bread. Super easy, super delicious. Let's cut the bread and take a look. The outside is super crispy and the inside is so soft. It's perfect to spread with butter or hummus. That's our bread that requires no kneading. It's so easy, right? And it turns out pretty delicious. I hope you guys like and subscribe. Please try this recipe.